Yes, Sam. Well, welcome to the show. This is Anna John Addict, and with me today is
Nicky Hutchinson, or A.K.A. Worms T17, if you bother to find me online.
That's what the internet's all about, finding stuff you don't have time for during the normal day. But yeah, we're here to talk Sega, and, well, we're going to try and talk about Sega. We were a bit mesmerised by Bubba and Stix for the Sega Megadrive, or Genesis to you Yankees. Just don't know.
Not the band.
Yeah, not the band. The Sega Phil Collins machine.
Yeah, I remember, it's weird looking back at it, because when I think about it now, I do think in Genesis, it's like, oh yeah, there's, Jesus, Megadrive,
and you're beginning. Sonic is the saviour.
It's actually ironic, because there's a song from Genesis called Jesus He Knows Me, which is all about a religious lunatic basically making money off the fact that Jesus says he's great and all that stuff. If you're ever bored and you want to have a laugh online, check out the video, it's pretty funny. So at the minute I'm playing Bubba and Stix. This is an old platforming game, puzzler, interesting way of saying it, developed by Core Design. Yes, they did more than just Tomb Raider.
It goes to show.
Yeah, there was a period when it wasn't just all about the bosomed woman.
The great triangular bosomed woman.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be rivaled until Jesse from Team Rocket, I believe.
Of course, these days people got like Sue Who. It's like Lara Croft.
Oh man, the new Tomb Raider though, it does look pretty decent. Yeah.
But I'm just saying that in terms of something, whatever.
But yeah, so this looks about 94, 95. It's definitely not early Megadrive graphics or so.
So, for those who can't see, because this is audio, Bubba and Stix, it's a game which you play a boy and a stick. Pretty much, you are being captured by an alien bandit hunter, and it's your job to try and get away from him. And as you do it, you travel alien planets, crazy new scenarios, and the best way I can really describe it, imagine this is probably the closest you'll get to a British Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, that would be a good way of describing it. I mean, it's got those beautiful hand-animated textures.
And pretty much the logic is like of a cartoon. Like, there's a bit here where he's standing on the side of a cliff, and there's a mushroom there. So what do you think I would do? It's like, well, I would jump on it, push the rock, and he gets squashed, and he waddles away like quite A.K.A.
Just tell that view to the audience, just giving you the unexpected.
Yeah.
Cartoon magic.
Yeah, it really is like playing a cartoon. It's funny because I don't think it's weird. I remember with Crash Insanity, the gimmick with that was that it was in many ways it was trying to act like a cartoon, like you were playing like a cartoon, and they had the sense of humour of a cartoon and the silliness and the irreverence.
Well, it was written by a few Spellco team from John K's Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. But really, it's still, I mean, the thing is, it had the tone of a cartoon, though it was still, a Crash Bandicoot game.
Well, that game was good. I need to get that on the road through.
Well, it's funny, it's weird with Crash Insanity. I have to admit, Crash Insanity is one of those games that I hear so many people say, oh my god, that was so great and brilliant, and why didn't they make more, blah blah blah. I remember the time, I remember people hating it.
Yeah, I was about to butt in and disagree, actually everyone I spoke to about the game didn't like it, and I was the only one at my school at the time playing it, and yeah, I can't say like anyone liked it really. I mean, I will admit the later levels with the whole adding extra family members. Every time Crash Bandicoot adds a new character, it kind of one-ups what Sonic does in terms of adding a new character.
And more importantly, it's like, what do you do with it now?
It's just, add a different voice each time. They never know what to do for personality, and I don't know, playing with, what was it, Cortex's niece
Nina, yeah.
In a vampire school or something.
She was in a villain school, essentially. That was the gimmick. The Academy of Evil. That was the game.
Yeah, that was it. God, it's been like 10 years since I played that game, but That really annoyed me. Just it sucked out of feeling like a Crash game, and it felt like they were adding too much random.
Yeah, I think really the three things I think why people didn't like it was, one, the difficulty curve in that game was it got ramped up very hard very quickly.
Yeah.
Two was all the major cutscenes were all done in-game engine, like instead of full CG, you have a video that's CG whatever that's done. This is all done in the game's engine. And apparently in the UK release, I think, you couldn't skip them. So basically, when you died, if you couldn't skip these cutscenes. So you watch it once, then you die, you go back to that same area, you can't skip it, you have to watch it again. So I think a lot of people who thought this is funny, and then it's like the fourth time, so it's like, okay, this game is really boring.
That's where games like Bubba and Stix here and Earthworm Jim have that appeal of a cartoon, but it doesn't feel forced on you.
I will admit, the one thing that I personally didn't like about Crash to Insanity, and again, this is personal, so please. I'm not saying it's a terrible game, but I do think it's a weird how at the time people didn't like it, yet they're coming out saying it was an underrated classic, and it's kind of like
it hit platinum and greatest hits and all of that on both platforms, so it did well enough sales.
Well, I never really thought about that. I just always thought it was like, here's the cheaper version of it. It's like whenever I saw like the platinum games and the grey label, I thought like, okay, it's like it's cheap.
That's one thing I'm glad that Dreamcast and most Sega titles. There was a few Megadrive ones, but they're really hard to come by, like a Sega Gold range or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad I didn't, because whenever I owned a platinum PS1 or PS2 game, I always thought it cluttered up the look of my collection. It's just like nice black, white. Oh, there's a big silver stamp in it.
Seal of approval.
Seal of disapproval.
Well, in this day and age, let's be fair, that's what people's attitudes of Sega is.
Yeah, counterfeit.
Fans disapprove.
Fans disapprove, that's what they want. Give them more. Fantasy Star 3 might be coming out next year.
Someday, one day. But yeah, for me, the thing with Crash to Insanity, the thing I didn't like was, I didn't like the way Crash, they pretty much just admitted that Crash was an idiot.
Yeah.
And I know some people say, wasn't Crash always meant to be an idiot? It's like, well, again, since he didn't talk and it was all just visuals, it's always hinted that he was goofy but he was heroic. And I always had this thing in my head that Crash was a guy who would spend all day lying on the beach just soaking up the sun, and then when something goes bad, immediately jump into action, run through a jungle, drive in a vehicle, control a robot, save the day, and just go back to lying on the beach. He is a hero. But in Twin Sanity, they just made it like, oh, he's empty-headed, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing, and everybody knows he's an idiot, but they're okay with it. And I just didn't like that. I just didn't like that way they treated him.
Yeah, a bit dumbed down.
Yeah, dumbed down. Like I said, I know people would argue saying otherwise, but that's how I saw Crash, in my opinion. So that's partly the reason why I didn't like, character-wise, which is, again, weird to say about Crash. But again, that's one thing that stopped me from really,
getting into the feel of the game.
Yeah, getting into the feel of the game. I totally got into the whole, using Cortex as your weapon. The whole game's gimmick was your worst enemy is your greatest weapon. That was
that Whiplash game that came out.
Yeah, I think the one was the same time as each other. That was a bizarre coincidence.
Yeah.
But essentially, Twin Sanity, I think, is a bit. It's kind of one of those. It's like, actually, the weird way. It's like saying Sanity M is underrated, and at the same time, it's overrated. So it's overrated yet underrated.
See, now I look back on Sanity M. I never grew up with it. I always grew up with AOSDH, and then I discovered Sanity M into my early teens and loved the hell out of it, like most
any teenager kid would. Yeah.
And I look back on it now, and while I think it has its moments, there's a lot of chuff in there. Is chuff the right word to use? I don't know. It's got that sort of meh-ness to it that feels like it's trying too hard. And then, but that cliffhanger, I can't argue for cliffhanger. There should have been a third one, but
blame the head of ABC. Really, that's the real problem.
Goddamn Power Rangers!
So that was the popular myth. It was always the Power Rangers' fault.
I still like to blame the Power Rangers.
Well, everybody to their own. But it is weird. I mean, with Sanity M, to this day, people still admit it is the best. Always is. Always has been. Nothing else can beat it. Which is like, Boom is still. I mean, I say Boom is the most enjoyable Sonic show I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And that says a lot, considering that, well, let's be fair, everything that's happened with Boom in the minute, everybody just likes to say, another disaster, another failure, oh, Sonic's crap, again, like the 700 bloody time.
We've just, kind of brought back the Sonic cycle, which isn't really the best idea.
Which is the best way of saying pessimism.
Yeah.
It's basically done by someone who's just so pessimistic of the world, it's like,
And it's an easy bandwagon to jump out of.
But I remember the first time when they announced Sonic Boom as a show, I just went like, I don't care about the game, I just want to see the show.
Yeah.
I just remember, because I was more excited with that than the game itself. Because I thought to myself, the game it's kind of a spin-off, it's like, okay, it's trying to do its own thing, it's probably more for kids, it's a kid-oriented game, kind of, it's nice to see the characters using their abilities a bit more, and,
That's what, when you get a spin-off, that's what you expect, is spin-off quality. You don't expect a full-class, a AAA title like Generations.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is that what happened with Rise of the Lyric, I mean, nobody wanted the way it ended up, but that's fair assumption. But still, I was still kind of, I remember talking to people, and they were going like, you looking forward to Boom? It's like, I'd rather play Freedom Planet than this, and it was weird. It was still weird that people just weren't that interested in it. I was saying, oh, it's too juvenile or whatever, and blah this and that.
It's like, you talk about that being juvenile, what the hell's AOSTH? Because that started a hell of a lot of memes. It nearly, I think, is AOSTH not responsible for creating the YouTube poop next to the Mario and Zelda CDI?
I'm pretty sure it's if you want a good source of comedy, to use that content.
Just bring out the old fingers. Everything seems to be I don't know, man. Sonic Boom, it's good. I quite like the cartoon. There's a few tough episodes, but as there is with every animated series, especially when it's 10 minutes long, it's just, there's not enough time to put anything more than a few jokes in.
Well, it's funny you say that, because, excuse me for plugging in people, but me and a friend, called Sonic Guru, we do a podcast series on the show, actually, when it's each time they air, and so we do look back in each episode and say what we like, what we didn't like, and we have admitted, we've talked about this before, saying about the format of the show, that each of them is like just a 10-minute, 15-minute long episodes. And we have said before, it's like, it's surprising, because we do feel like, when we watch it, it's like, yeah, that was just about right. We didn't feel like they could have done more with it. If they did, it would have maybe padded it a bit more. So what they've done is the fact that that's short, and considering that there's so many of them, it's like, even if you didn't like one, it's like, it's okay, another one's going to come up.
Yeah.
So there's always that sense of, there's more to come, and there's always that, well, not more to come, but in terms of, there's always that sense that there's more enjoyment you can get out of it, rather than watching a half-an-hour episode, which could be like, that was, could have been shorter, or that wasn't fun to watch all the way through.
Yeah, like an over-expected climax or something.
Yeah, exactly. And my favourite thing about Boom, the show, is that it's really the first time in a long time we've given Sonic, Tails, Amy, Knuckles just a bit of fun with them, just having
a bit more personality.
Yeah, finally giving them a personality. I mean, it's one thing to do them in the games, as we've seen in, from Colors onwards. They've tried to add more of the sense of humour, which again people said, it's too kiddified. And
it depends on who you like writing Sonic scripts, really. But again, we just mentioned AOSTH. Hello.
Yeah, but like I said, the point is, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's some people who can't stand that voice.
Myself included at times, but at the same time, I freaking love it. It's hilarious. Yeah. Some people who can't stand that kind of voice generally can't watch things like South Park and stuff like that.
Actually, there are some people who say, I don't like Carmen's voice anymore. I was like, what do you mean? It's the same guy. He's been doing it. It's like, yeah, but he used to sound fat. Now he doesn't sound like a fat kid anymore. I was like, well, to be fair, I think that voice would get old a bit. The guy's voice is getting a bit. Trey has been voicing him for that long, so it would change. Yeah, it's actually
just sounds crap.
Yeah, and secondly, the fact Carmen's more, if you watch the show now, he's more of a manipulating little shit.
Yeah.
It makes more fun. It's more funny for him to act more smuggy, kind of classy at times.
Yeah, and he's open to more emotion when it's
You know, the fact that he knows how to manipulate people.
Yeah, it's definitely benefited for it. Yeah, character change.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. I mean, we're living in an age now where South Park where Kenny doesn't die anymore. You know, not every episode because you know.
Oh, I love the reveal of his power though. It's a superhuman power. Stevie eyes.
Yes. Yeah. If you ever want to know why Kenny dies and comes back to life, what's the three-parter where they're all superheroes?
Well, the new game might go further into it. I hope it does.
Yeah, fractured but whole.
Sexy big hair. I can't wait until the day I can walk into a shop and just shout that I want to pre-order a copy of The Fractured Butthole.
The Fractured Butthole.
Can you accompany me, sir?
Yes, very well, sir.
£50, but this butthole is fractured. Surely I must have money off. Sonic Boom again, I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, there's a few folk at Sonic Stadium who've figured out the sort of formula for it, and they've realised, there's only 5 places, 5 sorts of story events, and that just goes into repeat. And for some people, that's really kind of put them on the edge of I don't want to watch it. It's stale, it's bland, but what can you get out of a 10-minute cartoon, really? You can't just introduce a new place to the point where you can't do anything in it because you spent so much time introducing new places and stuff.
Well, for me, I mean, it's interesting because this show overtly is trying to be a sitcom. I mean, if you compare it to Adventures was just out and out Looney Tunes slapstick silliness. Stadium was a action adventure show. Underground was
Underground.
But yeah, well, here's the weird story. I mean, apparently the guys at Deke apparently said when they made it, they pretty much wanted to make Alvin and the Chipmunks with Sonic. So there's your fucking reason.
Really?
Yeah. There's actually a clip. I think it's one of the DVD featurettes. They pretty much said that was what we were thinking of.
DVD? What? I've got the whole box. I don't have no stinking DVD featurette.
Right. Well, it's the second release.
Is that on the one?
Yeah, no, it's the second release of Underground.
Oh, the 5-disc one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. I've got the ugly 10-disc version.
Right.
4 episodes per disc.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, me too. Actually.
Talk about saving space.
And next was the attempt to try and do the games, to try and say, well, this is part of the Sonic universe, you know more or less from the games in animation form at best. And,
Which, I'll be honest, I quite like Sonic X. A lot of people give it shit, but the English
for one very big reason.
For kids, yeah.
But go on anyway, go on.
I don't know, the English voice actors really did wind me up in, especially Cream. Just anything that's got for more than 10 seconds, never mind hours of a series, I couldn't deal with it. And it was the whole Chris Thorndike thing. Whatever, I'm used to adaptations, but I was fine with Sonic having a mother, 2 brothers, and being able to sing.
When you think about it, isn't Sonic Underground kind of the birth of every fan-made character ever? Sonic's long-lost brother, Sonic's long-lost cousin, twin, sister, nephew, brother, second cousin roommate, who looks pretty much like Sonic, except he's got shorter hair, or is purple, and is 10 times more powerful than everybody else.
And he has the power of the Chaos Emeralds, the Super Emeralds, and the Hypermaster Duper Emeralds combined.
Now you're thinking I'm the first person to make fun of that. Check the Sonic shows, they've done
that's what I was referencing as well.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes.
That would make you a perfect Sonic fan character.
And you're pretty lame, stupid, idiotic. So
brilliant. There hasn't been Sonic shots in a while. I hope they bring out a new volume soon.
But like I said with Boom, the thing with Boom is that, again, it's trying to be a sitcom, so in many cases, a lot of the episodes are very classic sitcom tropes. Like, the second episode is...
Can I crash on your couch one?
Yeah, it's like, literally, I mean, the second episode is like, you know, guy comes to live with other characters' home and drives him nuts.
I thought that was...
You know, we've seen, that's been done to death in just about every comedy show ever made, but it's the first time we've seen it with Sonic. Well, you can make the argument with the Antoine episode they did, but it's the first time we've seen it with Eggman. Which again is like, well, what would happen if Eggman did live with Sonic? And
I just think that episode was just a Mike Pollock showcase, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Just showing what he brings to the character. But I do like the sitcom approach, but what really made me think, wow, when I saw Boom, and this was while the game was being announced and they were bringing all the concept art stuff into it, was it felt to me the first time since Sonic Underground that it actually got the design of Mobian characters, if we're still calling it Mobius.
Yeah, we don't know. Actually, there's been an episode recently where Amy's just said,
the people of this unnamed village deserve better.
Really?
Yeah, there's actually been an episode where Amy admits that even they have no idea what the bloody hell this was, that even the island's called, let alone what the village is called.
It'd be so funny if they were just on Insanity Island or something.
They call it, well, I might as well call it Insanity Island. Why? Because everybody's nuts.
And then just all of a sudden Crash Bandicoot just launches smack in the middle of Sonic.
It just falls out of the sky thinking, oh, this is right.
But yeah, they captured that Mobian design. Like, when you looked at Sonic Underground, all the characters had that, you know, classic muzzle and goggle face, and they had character aspects that looked like they were Mobian creatures that hadn't really, to me, been seen properly since, you know, the Fleetway comics. They managed to make characters that actually, even if it were just for one episode, one strip rather, it would be, that was, you looked at it and it was just like, yeah, that's a Sonic character. But, and to me, background characters of Underground had that. Even the supporting cast of Saturn didn't have that. And like, yeah, you get all these characters in Sonic Boom and they do have that Sonic look to them, even though it's a bit aesthetic and 3D look, and it's not what I want personally, but still, it's quite nice to see that there's actually some thought put into the designs for once.
It's funny because again, like when I think about like the background characters in the other shows, like in Adventures, it was just whatever the hell they designed that week. Whatever the hell they drew.
That's Recolour a Badnik.
No, it's not Recolour a Badnik. It's like, just doodle something. Just doodle anything you want. You know, whatever. Doesn't matter if it doesn't. It's not human. As long as it's not human, we're okay. Sunny M was mostly just anything that like came out of the Care Bears. I think.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like a Sonic and the Great Comet and the Freedom Fighter Care Bears.
Sonic and the Gummy Bears would have been an epic crossover.
Yeah, pretty much. Underground was kind of mixed. There's like some of them don't look like they could have come out of Adventures. Like some of them were just like whatever the hell they designed that week.
They were stripes.
Yeah, just an alien blob creature thing. There was a sea captain who was a sponge, and this was just before SpongeBob.
Yeah, I forgot about.
Yeah, this was just before SpongeBob.
Keep ripping off me license.
Yeah, exactly. So it is kind of weird and ironic at the same time.
No, I forgot about that Sponge episode. There's a lot of Underground I've forgotten, but what I did like the characters like Bartleby. That character I thought was great. I mean, he was annoying, but the design, it felt like he'd stuck Sonic and DuckTales. Like the character design something that I don't know how to put it. There was a warm feeling to it, and I think Sonic Boom captured a bit of that again.
I mean, Sonic Boom, the background characters look like they could belong in the main universe. That's what I remember saying, is that you could see them being in the main Sonic universe.
Which is what, like, when you saw the screenshots of Rise of Lyric when it was coming out, you saw these as NPCs.
Yeah, some of the characters, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that could work if one of those was stuck, like, let's say, Allied Generation style with the whole missing signs and little billboards and stuff.
Yeah, missing since 1983.
I would not have, like, people are whinging about if the universe is, like, crossed over and stuff. I wouldn't have any problem with, let's say, Artidious Beaver or at least Fastidious Beaver. Is that his name?
The Beaver guy.
If he had a signpost advertising depression lessons or something like that, yeah, whatever. I'd be cool with that. It's not too much of a breach. Give me blue arms, goddammit. I'm still not over blue arms.
No, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, to be fair, like, if you look back at the old shows, I mean, the amount of times I spot when they coloured his arms blue by accident, it's like, to be fair, it's probably thinking, look, if you just colour them blue, it saves us all the fucking chance of having to paint them peach colour every goddamn time.
Yo, Tails, you lost a tail again?
No. So, maybe that's the reason, but...
Maybe it's just in my perfect world, an animated Sonic series would be hand-drawn and looking like STC.
Yeah, well.
I don't know, like, not Underground, because Tails wasn't in that, but Adventures in Saturday M, it really bothered me that Tails was this brownish colour. I don't know why.
I don't know, maybe...
Or Fox-like. There was American reading sense, I suppose, no.
And it is funny how you said earlier that they sort of all reuse the same location. Well, it's like, well, these are CG stuff for television. I mean, people... One thing I will say about Sonic Boom, because it is an animated comedy CG show, which I've seen a lot, and they can be done pretty badly. I mean, I've seen stuff like... I mean, the Garfield show's like, oh my Christ, on a bike. It's like,
shit on a
how do you make Garfield not funny? I mean, that's just impossible. I mean, people think, what, you mean like those two live-action films? No, this is worse than them. This really is worse.
I don't know if that's worth arguing about.
I know. But like I said, those are just movies. You see them once and you can kind of skip them. This is a show that's on every other week on Boomerang, which is where Sonic Boom is at the minute in the UK.
You can't avoid it.
Yeah. So you have to suffer the drab, boring, bland, unimaginative awfulness that is the Garfield show.
Then it's Pet of the Week, of course.
Yeah, that's the week. Yeah. But like I said, I mean, the thing with, at least with Boom, at least, you know, they actually know how to do humour. They're actually, the comedy in that show, a lot of it isn't just, you know, just people being loud and obnoxious and slapstick every 2.5 minutes and, you know.
It's actually dialogue driven.
It's a lot of it is, it's verbal humour. A lot of it is characters interacting off each other and sort of, you know, either being sarcastic or surprisingly, you know, you get Amy, you know, I'm surprised you've seen Amy now, where before people say, oh, she's the, you know, she's the nice girl thing. In this, you see her getting kind of pissed off a lot.
Yeah, she has got a bit of an attitude.
Yeah, I mean, there was an episode called Chez Amy where she opens a restaurant because she can't stand the burger joint they normally go to.
No way, I think I only got to episode like 17.
Right, but like I said, pretty much the premise is basically, there's a bit where Sonic goes like,
okay, Amy, you've totally lost sight of why you're doing this.
I'm doing this to destroy Dave the intern and his unerring instinct for what the public wants. I don't care what they want. I know what they need. Good service with a warm, friendly smile. Now tell them to get in here.
It's just like, wow, I've never seen Amy do this.
I do like that she's got more character to her, but when I saw the first episode, it was just, I'm a pizza guy. I was just like, oh dear.
I think it was the pilot. That was probably a pilot, really. That was still figuring out what we want to do with Amy. But like I said, even then, that was just funny because I thought, like, well, Sonic wants a sidekick, and Amy, if anybody, is going to find an excuse to be near him.
Yep, we've made one or two little subtle hints about the Son Amy sort of thing.
They play it for laughs in this show. That's the big thing. They play it so much for laughs, and I just enjoy it whenever they do it because it's just fun. Trying to think, like, they did one where, like the Translate episode, there's the gag where she says,
It's best if you shut that thing off. We don't want it to reveal anything too sensitive.
Shut that thing off before it tells Sonic that I love.
What was he saying?
Nothing important.
and then even later on where it does the whole Sonic rescues Amy and it goes the whole.
That was close.
I care about your well-being.
Aww.
Just smiles awkwardly, it's like. And even then, it's like there was one episode, the Lake Free episode, where Sonic has to get Amy's book back in time, and there's like a clip bit where there's what they've been doing for most of the way. There's a bit where him and Amy are on top of Eggman's lair taking a picture just for fun, and then the whole base explodes afterwards. Which I just like to think they just went up there to just show off, like they went there to destroy Eggman's base, and then just like, you know what, let's take a picture. Let's remember this moment. Just for. You know, I like that. I do like that. If it's played for laughs, and it's again the fact it's not just Amy going love crazy over Sonic every 2.5 seconds.
I kind of like that in Sonic X. I'm not one of those people that think Son Amy should be a thing or needs to be a thing, but I like it was her only characteristic in like X and all before that. But
I mean, in X, I was saying X, it's the first time you saw there was genuine affection. You could see that she did care about him.
It was just because I reckon if it wasn't an anime, it wouldn't have had that.
Yeah, and again, it did show that Sonny, he does care about her, obviously, doesn't it? But I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, what's the relationship with these two characters? Like, dude, I just want to play the fucking game.
Yeah, that's it.
But like I said, it's just nice to see Amy just being a character, just being a fun character as she is. I like Amy just as a fun character, as opposed to the.
I like the psychoness. The cute couples getting free at Twinkle Park and dragging Sonic in. That's borderline kidnapping.
Yeah. Guess you lost their virginity.
You lost your Twinkle at Twinkle Park.
Yeah. So, again, just seeing stuff like that, I like that stuff. It's just fun.
Man, this level's so long.
Yeah, I've actually died about a few times actually playing this game as we're talking. I mean, part of the reason why I'm playing this game is I have an anime friend called Billy Olsen or Allison. It depends the way it's spelled. You can say it however you want. But again, I've known him as an anime. I met him years ago at an event called Breath and Animation Festival, which he did a talk about Team 17 because he was one of the animators working there. And at the time, they were doing Leisure Suit Larry Box Office Boss, which, if you know about gaming, you know how screwed up that game is. Though I will say this: it wasn't the Team 17's fault. I'll get onto that a little later, but. Yeah, he was the lead animator for that, and then onto the Reimagine Alien Breed games they did a while back. Yeah. But he did this whole speech about his life and career, and this is one of the games he worked on, and this, of course, was one of his favourite projects he made with another guy called Simon. I can't remember his last name, but he's one of the key guys who worked on this. And again, for years, I wanted to know what Bubba and Stix was, and it was only recently, thanks to James here, actually, I managed to actually get to play it. And for a while, I actually asked him, which is the best version to play? And he did say, well, the Amiga CD version is the best one. Partly because it's got an opening animated cutscene to actually tell you why. Why are you doing this? Why are you just only this sort of guy in bare feet with a stick and naming planet and all that crap?
You might have had an instruction manual to read the story.
Yeah, I did actually. There's a comic book. There's actually a comic book sort of telling you about how this all happened and why he's doing this. So,
back in the day when your manual just wasn't an epilepsy warning and maybe controls.
Didn't just immediately open it up and it says, to view manual, play the game. It's like, wow, that's weird. That's weird.
But you must need them's internet. Internet was all.
Yeah. But like I said, I've been wanting to play this game for years, and it is funny playing it now and just checking it. And I asked him a few times, if you were given the chance to work on these characters again, or this game again, would you do it? And he said, I would, I just don't know who owns it, which, Core Design's sort of now done and dusted, so I have no idea who owns this. If anybody's got a trademark sitting in a
subsidiaries on Core,
yeah, somebody's sitting on a big pile of paper somewhere in a basement or whatever.
That's it.
Something like in Hitchhiker's Guide, It's just to say that I had to go down to a cellar. That's where the plans there with a torch. The light must have been out. So were the stairs. You did see it. Oh yes, it was found in a locked cabinet under a disused lavatory with a sign on the front of the door saying "Beware of the leper." So, if that happens to find the rights for Bubba and Stix, I don't know, but
it's probably stuck there with the license of Bubsy and Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot.
No, Crash Bandicoot. Activision's got their ass sitting on it.
They still have them?
Yeah, they do. This is the thing. Even with the whole Crash thing recently, there's still the, it's ours. You're not having it.
Genesis, I'm looking at you.
I remember a few years ago, there was one guy who would remain nameless, because I've got his name partly. But I remember a few years ago there was a guy who was really like properly angry, like saying, you know, there's no big sort of games in Sonic 1, which you're thinking, and you may know, but he did this really like properly angry attitude to it, and he basically said, you know, I'm gonna, you know, to share that, I'm gonna buy Sonic 1 and on Xbox One, then I'm gonna sign out, do a new account, buy it again, and I'm gonna do it 4 more times, thinking, that's insane.
Wait, repeat that again. He said what?
So basically, his plan was to have 4 different accounts and basically buy Sonic 1 over and over again.
I thought you said that.
Yeah.
Why?
Because to show them that's the best game ever.
Or just to make an impact on sales and try and...
Which I think is basically, so your major point is basically, let them have money for a game that was made over it's 24 years now. Yeah. And basically saying, well, we don't need to make another game, we can just re-release this bugger for the rest of our lives.
I don't think giving SEGA about $16, $20 is really going to make them change their mind. So.
But like I said, I mean, it's just like, it's stuff like that, I think, at times the fandom in Sonic, which...
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's batshit insane, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's why people have actually took their time out to listen to this.
Yeah. If you feel offended by the commentary, please write us that. I'm going to sue every penny you have at PO Box. But the point I'm trying to make...
Stamp, we need those for money.
Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that there are nice people out there. I mean, the thing is, first of all, before I go to Summer Sonic, and every year sort of reaffirms me as thinking, oh yeah, this is why I'm a Sonic fan. Yeah. And even that, you know, even meeting you, it's like, you know, it's great to meet people who are enjoying Sonic, and again, enjoy it for what it is. I mean, like I said, there are talented people out there are intelligent people out there, wonderful people. Mm-hmm. Like I said, and a lot of it is in the real world. It's just when you get onto the online world, it just gets lost in a sea of anger and hatred and shoutiness.
That's exactly what I thought. I mean, I shamefully haven't attended any of the Summer of Sonic's before. Long backstory, but to put it simply, I didn't have access, and I went on the internet and like Sonic Stadium, TSS, Sonic Retro, and saw these events happening, and it was just like, wow, this is absolutely incredible. I thought Sonic was pretty much dead as far as things were concerned. I mean, I still liked it, but yeah, and so yes, I think it was Sonic the Comic Con was the first Sonic convention I've been to since it was luckily right on my back doorstep.
Yeah, it's funny actually, this is where I actually met him actually, James. This is because, again, for years I wanted to, because I had to go down to London for a London event, and I just live outside York, and thinking, oh, it'd be great if they did one near Yorkshire, but, and then that happened.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great convention, and it reassured me that there was people that had travelled to York from like even Wales and stuff. It wasn't the biggest Sonic convention, but it was powerful enough.
No, I mean, if you compare it to Summer of Sonic, Summer of Sonic is fucking immense that time. I'm not saying that's truly a bad thing, but
it's sword in the wound.
For me, it's the nearest I'll ever get to something like Glastonbury. There's hundreds of people. A lot of times you're crowded. You're boiling hot a lot of the times. I mean, you're boiling like buggery. I remember a friend of mine said he wanted to come once and said, no, you would have been dead.
It's a sad
you would have been dead from heat exhaustion. You just would have been on the floor.
I'm kind of bad for that sort of thing as well, but keep myself hydrated, and hopefully if they're doing another one I'll be there, but it's the tickets. The last one that was on, I was there trying to get the tickets, and I went within like 2 minutes or something stupid like that. It's like, Slipknot don't sell tickets out like that. It was Sonic the Hedgehog managed to. What's going on?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Because the year was in Brighton because of the London. I think it was the biking event. I think it was the biking around London. Yeah. I remember that happening, or the London Olympics. I remember trying to get tickets for the Brighton one, and I remember trying it again, and news reports came out saying that they went within under 30 or 40 seconds. Yeah. Just even trying to fill in the form, like literally your name, where you are, your date, how many you want, maybe you want to take a friend, and this was like agonising. I remember trying to do this twice and thinking, Jesus Christ, gotta be faster. Tried twice and sold out. I mean, me and my friend, we were just heartbroken and kind of pissed off. We suddenly knew why it sold out, because Crush 40 were there that year. So that would be the big reason. I remember getting really pissed off for that, and but then, funny enough, on the RadioSEGA thing, they had a competition saying, oh, if you didn't have the chance to try and do this competition, just answer a simple question and see if you won. So I went in and went online, tried it first time. Answer like simple questions like who did this or like this.
Yeah.
So I tried it first time, didn't win. I thought, but you have another chance. It's like, well, I'll give it another try. And I was so kind of moody, thinking I'm not going to win.
You didn't.
Yeah. This is the thing. I thought I'm not going to win. Whatever. And I remember this when the second time it happened. It's like, and the winner for this round is. And I remember for about almost a half a second of silence, absolute silence. I was sitting there just, for Christ's sakes, just say it, just say it. Put it out in bloody misery and just say it.
Take me out the back of my gold dealer.
Yeah, just say it. And he said my name.
Genius.
Yeah, he said my name, and then I told my friend about this, saying, I've got tickets, we can go. It's like, you fucking what? And he just kept saying that, you fucking what?
And here you are doing a podcast in my house bragging about Sonic tickets I couldn't get out.
I know, but like I said, that was just by luck. That really was just by skin of the teeth luck. Right. So I just was so surprised by that. To this day, I still can't believe it happened.
That's pretty decent.
And again, I did say, it was Adam Toff actually who did the competition.
Oh, yeah.
So I did say to him, when I meet you, I'm going to hug you, which I did.
Hats off to Adam, decent bloke.
Oh yeah, Adam is a great personality.
Most of the stuff at Sonic Stadium, which this is what makes me laugh, because we kind of meandered off from the conversation here, the whole atmosphere of Sonic conventions, I always thought that it was just like, you look at the comment boxes on Sonic Stadium or even go to the message boards and things get pretty retarded pretty fast.
You will never find a place of scum and villainy.
And yeah, no offence to those who get offended by the word retard, but Jesus, people on there it mesmerises me. I just can't believe that people can call themselves a fan or appreciating, or claim that they appreciate anything to do with something and then rattle it so much before it even has a chance to show itself.
Yeah, even give it a chance to breathe.
That's it. And then I came to these conventions thinking, I'm going to be full of a lot of people that are just like, and just arrogant, and just knowing what they want from the people they want to see and get out. And it wasn't that. There was such a nice community there, and everyone I talked to was brilliant. And then headed down to Bristol and Western Supersonic in January this year. That was again more of the same, but with it having a lot of the Sonic the Comic crowd. And there was just a hell of a lot more people, and it was great. Everyone was just up for having a great time and chatting, getting to know each other, and it was really good. I was quite surprised that there is some Sonic left in the fan base that we're part of.
Well, I do consider you one of the sane Sonic fans out there.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what me and my friend Dan, Sonic Guru, if you're interested.
Yeah.
Plugging time.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. Like I said, because again, we do, I just remember this actually, another plug, we do a series called Blue Blur Inbox where we just talk about more or less Sega related stuff or gaming related stuff.
Yeah.
And again, we do say like, well, what do we think of this? Do we think it's a good thing? Do we think it's a bad thing? And we covered stuff like, the surprise reveals Fire and Ice, Sonic Dash 2, Shenmue 3's return, and
Sorry,
I did see the agreement. I remember there was one guy there who stood up crying, like, "Oh my god!" Which I just sat there thinking, I knew one day. I wasn't trying to be smug. I just thought, it'll come one day.
Yeah,
it'll come one day.
Sparky time.
Yeah, it'll come one day. It comes when you least expect it.
Sonic Adventure 3, I'm looking at you.
Well, I don't know about that one, but.
My save state disappeared.
It's alright, I forgot about actually that level.
Go away, Bubba. Sonic and Pete. That must be good. Got some weird crap in it.
But that one day.
I don't know why I've got it in Sonic Fan Games, it really isn't.
So have you got anything else that's interesting?
Interesting. Oh, there's Earthworm Jim 2.
Oh yeah.
Knuckles Chaotix. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Yeah.
Sonic Mega Mix.
We were playing that last time.
Did we?
Yeah, we did before.
Sonic Crackers.
Crackers.
Sonic Zoom. Sonic Zoom. No, that's The Lion King.
Zoom.
Aladdin. There's some more hand animated shiny stuff.
You have one from Jim 1 in here, or?
Yeah, I should do. That's Earthworm Jim 1.